Hey guys, it's Drox Teqno here. Sorry, I just messed up on that intro there, but it's Drox Teqno here, and you probably haven't seen me in a while. I literally haven't uploaded a video in like 3 weeks. I've been seriously inactive, but I've also been having a lot of fun on Xbox and stuff like that. Talking to Drox members, playing with them. They all have great personalities. Love playing with those guys. But the real topic I wanted to have today on this commentary was the sniping and trickshotting standards these days. I know I can definitely say that from when Black Ops 2 was out, from like last year in 2013, that the trickshotting and sniping standards, they were like way not as high as they are now. I mean, it seems as if in terms of feeding or sniping, you could say, I kind of like to say feeding, that a 5 on screen will probably be like the minimum, and then you'll only be able to use quads and stuff like that if they're like, I don't know, 1 bullet quads or maybe quad headshots or something like that. But generally, if you have a quad in your episode, then as usual as a community, people just hate on it. If your clips are just like simply not up to standard. But generally, when I came back to sniping and stuff like that, when after I quit and then came back, my friend who was telling me all the standards, I was watching Phase episodes, Saw episodes, and the standards were incredibly high. I mean, you could, last year and stuff like that on Black Ops 2, even Phase, they were just using quads and stuff like that, but now it seems as if the sniping standards are just so much higher. So and now I'll probably go on to trickshotting standards. Trickshotting standards seem a bit tricky. I don't really trickshot too much. I barely ever. I pretty much only do it for fun when I'm bored with like a party of 6 with some cool people and stuff. But I don't really aim to hit anything. Even if I do, probably won't be too good, and because I can't do a lot of trick shots that are quote unquote on up-to-date standards. It usually depends on. Usually the standards will be like a minimum amount of spins. Like, I think if it's like, I think it's like, if it's not suicides, it's like minimum is 1080. Stuff like 720 you can't even really do anymore. I mean, last year when Black Ops 2 came out, 1080s, they were just like not a thing. 720 was just the entire thing, and then, I mean, even when different Call of Duty comes out, I mean, the standards are like lowered a lot. I mean, when Black Ops 2 came out, when people were hitting trick shots and stuff like that, they were just doing pistol switches and stuff. No one does that stuff anymore. You just do not see them in episodes. So as I was saying, for suicides, I think you at the minimum will be like 1440. You see a lot more people doing suicides these days because I've even noticed myself that there are just simply more you can do in suicides. You can be a lot more complex and creative. You've also probably seen last year what I've noticed, a little trend on last year. If you want to go like look on trick shotters profiles, to have like they'll have like complexity is key or simplicity is key, stuff like that. I mean, these days I would probably say complexity and the amount of spins you do is key, or quote unquote the bare minimum. That's what I would say on that note. What I think about stuff like Advanced Warfare and how other Call of Duties in the future are going to work out in terms of these quote unquote inverted commas, whatever you like to call them, clip standards, is I think it's gonna be like Black Ops 2 and maybe even Ghost a bit. That the clip standards at the start of the game, like the first couple of months, depends how difficult the game is, will probably lower significantly compared to Black Ops 2 and Ghosts, and then eventually it'll probably raise up and increase, and then eventually the standards will probably be the same as Black Ops 2. You have now like 5 on screens at the bare minimum, stuff like that. Well, that's probably how it work. I don't, in my personal opinion, I don't really like standards, as you could say. I think a lot of big clans basically create these standards, but they don't really want to admit it. Even some Phase members who talk about clip standards and stuff like that, when they talk about it, they just say, oh, clans, they don't or phase or saw stuff like that. They don't whatever like what do you sorry, I cannot speak today. Like create the standards or like the minimum of how good a clip can be. I truly think it is, because if you think about it theoretically, like stuff like phase, I mean, they would always try and separate themselves from other clans and try and make their content the best. So eventually, when Black Ops 2 got to its like end point, and when Ghost was almost on the edge of coming out, when FaZe was still uploading stuff like that, they would go for stuff like 5 on screens and stuff like that, and then eventually Saw would be like, okay, I mean, FaZe, they're doing it, and then we should probably do it as well, and then it carries down from other clans like Obey, Dare, and then nowadays, because the standards are so high, you have other clans that weren't too big last year or from the last couple of months that are now better than clans that you knew were good. Stuff like I knew Dare last year was actually pretty big, but I'm not hating them or anything, but they've gone down a little bit. Same with SB. I mean, they used to be really big last year in Black Ops 2 era, but then in a way they've been replaced by clans like SAW, SAW, and Synergy and stuff like that. Just simply because of standards and stuff like that. And this is in terms of clip standards, and now you have stuff like, and this at the start this kind of confused me, this whole standard thing, and how 5 on screens were the standards, because when I think last year, personally, I think the standards were perfect last year, but I can understand why in a way FaZe started push themselves a lot more. If you think about it, if you're trying to make a montage or something, 5 on screens are usually the freak out clips, like the clips where people would scream their head off for that. Quads would just be, yeah, okay, a quad, nice. That would usually, and then what confuses me is how what montage standards in a way you could say are these days. What would be considered a freak out clip, what would be considered just a normal clip for an episode and stuff like that. So when it comes down to montages, it's pretty tricky. You have to really have to think about like how unique and original the clips are before you start judging like the amount of kills you have that appear in the kill feed. That's what a lot of people think. And sometimes me in a way, they will say don't just judge a clip, or sniper clip, in the sense that from it's like how many kills appear in the kill feed. You should how would I say, like see how creative the clip is, like how many, maybe it's low, like 7 kills like all appearing in the kill, no, like not in the kill feed, but like all appearing at once, like back to back kills simultaneously, but they were like massively split. A lot of FaZe members and SAW members think this a lot, but what do you guys think about this? Personally, I don't really like it too much, but leave your comments down leave your comments, and please like the video if you enjoyed. You'll see a lot more videos from me, definitely that will happen. You'll see commentaries and stuff like that. Thank you and goodbye. It's been Drox, Teqno, and I'm out.